Good morning, everybody. So, I want to deliver some information that I got yesterday. I'll call it a download, an understanding, an oh shit moment, whatever you want to call it. So let's start with here. About a month ago, some of you will have watched this, where I was talking about the guy that came into my office that was either autistic or heavily medicated, and his body was there, but it was like his soul was not. Friday, I had another one that showed up. I don't know if he was just super depressed or what. He came in to get wiring instructions, and I even asked him if he was okay, and he said yes. But after he left, there was another guy in the lobby, and he goes, yeah, he did not look okay. And so anyway, yesterday they came up on my feed, I guess, because I did not go searching for them, or something came up and I went to watch it, and it was about a fourth wave of volunteers getting ready to come in. And if you are familiar with Dolores Cannon whatsoever, she has a book out called The Three Waves of Volunteers and the New Earth or something like that. And it talks about the different people that volunteered to come down to Earth to help raise the vibrations. So the first video that I watched yesterday was about a fourth wave of volunteers that, I don't know, may be coming down, are coming down. I don't have all the details. I'm just reporting what came to me yesterday. So what she was talking about is, we've had a lot of souls leave the earth in the last year. But I feel like we also have a lot of souls on the body who have left the bodies, but the bodies are still here. Like the homeless man that walks by my office every day who's not all there, and I know that because I saw him standing in front of my door yelling at nothing one day saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. He obviously is not all there. I can tell by looking at him. He has some sort of money because he goes to Subway and he smokes like a smokestack. So physically his body is there, but the soul has vacated that body. So anyway, so she was talking about a lot of the souls that have left the earth, but a lot of them coming back down again and taking over some of the bodies that are left. I would say the one, like the three that I have recently met, the homeless man that walks by my office, the guy that came in that was heavily medicated, and the guy that came in on Friday. And that there is a group of fourth volunteers that are getting ready to come in, and instead of having a bunch of dead bodies laying around, they're going to take over these people that are still here. And I know that sounds really far out there, but if I hadn't had some of the experiences that I have had lately, I wouldn't have this understanding. And then another one came up right after that was talking about a reshuffling of souls. So I feel like there has been some information that has maybe come down to the collective conscious, and some of us have grabbed onto it. Some of us are at that part of time where we understand it, because I'll be honest, 6 months ago I would have been like, I don't get this, and it went right over my head, and I would have not even entertained that idea. So I also want to go back to, I read a book, and this was the gal that did all the Twilight movies wrote this book, but it was like an adult version, and maybe some of you have read it, some of you have maybe watched the movie. It was called The Host, and it was like huge. I had to read 3 chapters a day in order to get it done so I could get it back to the library in time to not get a late fee. But it was 2 souls that were inhabiting a body at the same time. And so when I started watching that yesterday, it makes a lot more sense now, knowing all of the stuff that I have learned over the last year. So one of the things that the first video that I watched was talking about was, be careful how you treat the people who we would call idiots, or not all there, or the vacant ones, because if they suddenly get taken over by another soul who is intentionally here with a higher vibration, a higher knowing from wherever. It could be the higher self, it could be other beings that are coming here to bring in information and lead us over into New Earth. They're going to need some help. And that was one of the things that she was talking about. Imagine, a homeless person who has been vacant for so long, and then suddenly, a being from another place takes over. They're not going to know how to do anything. They won't know how to drive a car. They won't know how to use a Keurig machine. Remember I said that guy didn't know how to use a Keurig machine, and I was shocked. Those things have been around for 20 years. They won't know how to use a smartphone. They won't know how to use a lot of the everyday technology that we use. And those would be the types of people that, might be needing some help from people like us that are here to help bring in the New Earth too. So there was just a series of events that happened yesterday that all of a sudden it was like the puzzle pieces started going together. And it does match up with the stuff that I talked about in the quantum healing session that I had back in June. That I said there was something really, really big that was coming that we've never ever seen before. Well, if a bunch of new souls decide to take over some of the vacant bodies that are running around the earth right now, again, if I hadn't have seen some of this stuff with my own eyes, I would have been like, you're full of crap. And maybe I am. And it's okay if you think I am, because believe me, I had to really think twice about, do I want to do this video or not? So anyway, I believe that could be something that is getting ready to happen, just because I had goosebumps all over me and I was kind of like going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. It was just like that information was deposited and I finally understood it. So I know some of you will get this. Some of you will have turned me off a long time ago, and that's okay. If you know any more about this, if you have any other information about this, let me know. Again, Dolores Cannon talks about the 3 waves of volunteers. I do not know if she talks about a 4th wave coming in. That was the first time I've ever seen anything like that. But I will say, after everything that I have learned in the last year, anything is possible. I discount nothing. I say absolutely nothing is impossible. And one of the other things that kind of came to me yesterday was, for those of us who are twin flames and we've been waiting for our other half to get their head out of their ass, that could very well be another one where that higher self finally says, all right, you've had enough time down here learning your lessons. It's my turn. And our twin flame comes in and takes over the person we thought, or the body we thought. I don't know. It just sounds weird. I know it sounds weird. And I apologize for being weird this morning, but I had to get that information out, because if that is coming, somebody needs to be aware of it and not be blindsided when the person that you've been working by for the last 8 years suddenly changes their personality, suddenly seems like there's a new soul that has taken over their body. So again, anything is possible after what I've learned last year. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.